Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I am Scooter Max, starting a new segment. So here's the plan. For Season 8. Season 8 has already been in full swing for a while. I'm going to start a new playthrough to help those who may be new to the season or may just want to fill out a few new things. I'm going to roll with the Sorcerer because I like Sorcerers. It's a good way to really get into the game and start getting going. I'm going to start off with the Incinerate Sorcerer leveling. And I'm using a build from Max Roll because I think it's a very good build. If you don't use builds, I strongly suggest that you do if you are a casual gamer like me, because they help you. They really do. So they're very useful. This build is solid, it's straightforward, and it gives a quick foundation to get moving early on, so you're not sitting there struggling, going through the grind of progressing. You can level pretty quickly with it, especially if you've already done a little bit of playthrough. So after we get through with leveling a little bit, I'm going to shift into the Frozen Spear build, one that's also called the Jon Snow build. This build is by Lurkin. You can find it over on Mobilytics. It's less gear dependent, which makes it perfect for solo players. It really does. It's easy to pick up. The gear requirements are not strong. There's not a lot of, you don't need a lot of mythics to get going with it, so that's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. So it's also good because you don't have to wait on the loot gods to really get you gear or to get you going. So I want to make sure my stream is up. Yeah, I'm kind of building my character as we talk here, because I am doing this in a new style. So once I've got a few key drops, I'm going to transition into the Makuna Lightning Spear starter build, which is another build that is not very gear dependent. It does allow you to build up pretty quickly, and you can get pretty far. It's designed for tier 1 through 4 to help you get up in there, while you're trying to grind and find some mythics and stuff. It adds more AoE and utility to the build, and it's a natural progression from where we start, or where we're going to start with the Incinerate build, so that's a good thing. If the RNG gods decide to bless me and be on my side, that will be a wonderful thing. I'm not going to use gear that I've already collected, pretty much, not so much, because I'm trying to do this from a starter perspective, so not to really cheat out too much on it. Well, I wouldn't really call it cheating. I just don't want to have too much of an edge. So what do we have going on? I'm sorry, I'm kind of distracted here. This is always the challenging thing. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, and then we'll go with the black hair, or yeah, she could be a redhead, but no, we're going to give her black hair. So the Makuna Lightning Spear build, it hits really hard. I mean, really hard. You can actually get up to tier 3 pretty easily. With the changes to tier 4, it's a little bit more challenging with things going on. So things are a little bit different. So one of the things I actually also found, you may not know about, I've been playing this game since launch, and I didn't know that you could use these to drop down and get to these. I was always clicking through these little arrows on the side. This is so much easier to find what you're looking for. It's actually fantastic. So that's my tip of the day. And especially with like the makeup, this is like real challenging finding, the one that really suits you. And it's like, without having this, you're just clicking through stuff forever. Although I wish they did have better makeup. I really do. But it is what it is. So, Yeah. We're just going to go with the bandit smoke. That's what we're going to do. So, like I said previously, I've already completed a few journeys through this season. I've leveled quite a few characters, gone through, played a lot of things, played through. So this isn't guesswork. It is not guesswork at all. This is something that I've lived through, and I do have a pretty good understanding. I'm not going to say I'm an expert because I'm not here to preach, you know. I'm just here to have fun. I do what I call casual hardcore. You know, to some casual players, they consider me hardcore. You know, hardcore players call me casual. It's like, I don't know. I do play a lot. I will say that because I'm old. I don't have anything else to do really other than, you know, when I go to work, I get off work. I don't have no kids at home. So I just do things. I've been married forever. So, you know, it's my little quiet time. So that's good. Yeah. That's the one. Rooney. Yeah. And I need some, gonna go with some ink. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. All right. So we have the seasonal character there. Of course. And that's me. So I've seen what works. Don't know if I mentioned that. I've seen what works with the builds. I've seen what stumbles and where the smoother paths might be, you know, how to level pretty quickly. I've got a pretty decent idea. That's why I start with the Sorcerer, because I can clear a lot of content with the Sorcerer, do it fast. It's a fast moving build, and I can go do a lot of instances, which opens up a lot of gear for my other characters. So when I start rolling alts, it makes it that much easier. I'm going to share that experience here. Not as a guide, but as a companion story. It's like, you know, you need to do you, find what works for you. It's like, you know, what works for me may not necessarily work for you. Just go ahead and do your thing. That's what it's all about. Have fun. If you're a casual player looking for a way to make steady progress without burning out, this is the route, or the routes that I take. They just might work for you. Again, you don't have to follow what I do. It's just something to give you a pause and give you something to consider. And as always, I'm not here to chase numbers. That's not what I do. I'm just sharing my journey. I'm not here to give you a meta. I'm not here to make you a Diablo IV god. I'm just here to have fun, show you something that you may not know. You're welcome to follow if it speaks to you. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and scream for subs and all of those stuff. If you want to follow, follow. If you don't, that's great too. I'm old. It's all good. Appreciate you all though. Thanks for hanging out. So let's get this started. Let's get this party started. Here we go. So we got her. We're going to start with normal. And I guess I better turn on my sound. It makes a big difference. All right. So one of the things when you're leveling, if you have not cleared content, like if you're just starting the game, things are a little bit more challenging. But if you've played the game previously, one of the first things you want to do, and one of the first things I did when I played, when I first started playing, was I did all of my content that I could. Okay. I cleared out all these areas. I did all of this because this stuff carries over from season to season, and that's great. So this gives you a start, gives you a little bit of XP to start out with, but it's not so much the XP. What is important here is the skill points, because you get bonus skill points for clearing this content. As you see, we get these skill points here and these paragon points. All of this carries over, so it gives you a jump on the new seasons when you start. Originally, when they first brought the content out, they were going to make you start over like they do in Diablo 3. I personally don't mind it because I played Diablo 3 for a long time, and I really liked starting content in Diablo 3. The difference between Diablo 4 and Diablo 3 is that leveling in Diablo 3, oh my god, it is fast as all get up. It's not like this grind here. You can level really fast in Diablo 3. I mean, extremely fast, which is unfortunate. I wish they would have carried that over here. They try to make things challenging, but I guess that's the thing when you go to a live service game, so people don't get burnt out so much. I don't know. One thing I will tell you this area here, Nahantu, I hate this place. I hate it with a passion. Even though I've cleared out this content, you can see the dungeons, they're horrible. Okay, I really do not like them. They are too long. They're too windy, too many doors, all this other stuff. It's just crazy. And for some reason, there is excessive NPC content, creature content, monsters strewn about the place. It's all crazy. But that's what they want to do, so I'm not going to complain about that. But yeah, it's important to clear out your map, do all your altars of love, again, because that does give you XP, it gives you points, and in that way, when you start the new season, you have all this unlocked, which is good. The first thing you're going to want to do, as always, first thing I do is I got to change my looks, okay? Even though this ain't going to stick, I want to change my looks to what I want it to be to start with. So, and this, I don't know why I can't never remember this. I always forget this because I've built tombs and I sit up here and go, yeah, this is the one I want. But when it comes to this point, I forget what I picked and it doesn't look the same. I guess it's a way of looking old. I don't know. I should really remember this, but this is what happens when you get old. You get forgetful. And for some reason, I don't know who designed the gear, but they're really, I don't like the looks. Not on a lot of it. It's really like not so great. This crazy spiky stuff. I mean, some of it looks good, but for the most part, it's not aesthetically appealing. I mean, you think about Sorcerer, you wouldn't have a Sorcerer wearing like all this gear, or I wouldn't, not from a D&D standpoint. So, but it is what it is. Primal. Where is he? Where is she? Oh, no, that's right. I went with the Exalted. That's what I did. I sure did. She was rocked out like that. Because that one's a little bit too strong, so... but the thing is, my tats don't show through, so... the other thing is, I guess they've kind of gone away from, like, having characters look like hoochie mamas, they're making female characters in specific more, not so, objectified. I guess that's the right word to use. So, which is cool. But it's kind of like, you can make them look good without making them look like a hoochie mama. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't have to get all buck wild and stuff, but, let's see. Ooh. That's a different look. Yeah, that's a different look. I like that. Okay. So, let's find this little... Yeah. I like that. Y'all like that? I like that. Cool. Good call. Alright. Good call. Appreciate that. We are flaming, so we're gonna flame it up. We are gonna flame it up. Where is that little burning orb I had? I could have swore there used to be a burning focus. No, that's blood. It's molten. I could do the sun crystal. What am I holding? Arch enemies. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. That's what we'll do. We'll go like that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Oh, and don't ever forget, like, to do all your stuff here, because then you just have to come back and do it. Always remember to get your horse. And this is another thing. I don't know why all the horses look decrepit. I mean, it's like some of them, they just, I don't know. We need to have some majestic looking creatures. Where is the one? There it is. That's the one I like. And, you know, again, all the barding. This stuff is crazy, man. But, you know, to each their own. So, I typically go with the sturdy saddle because I just like the horse to look out. I don't like the horse to be all covered up, you know. I want the horse to be free. Trophies are always challenging, if you like trophies. I typically go with the simple dagger, just to be like a traveler, so it's not taking up so much room. Don't want this big old thing riding on the side of the horse. That's kind of crazy. Alright. So I want to confirm my look. That's the first thing. I don't need to do accessories. I have my wardrobe. Click my ensemble. Save that. And if you look at this, it actually changed here, but typically most of the time this stuff won't change because you're wearing basic gear. So I'm good. Alright, that's that. Let's go ahead and build out this character. Got my skill tree up. And if you go over to Max Roll, they have a tier list of all the current builds. Currently, Incinerate is up in the S tier, so it's up on top. Firewall Sork is up there as well. I've never really played with the Firewall. It's pretty cool, but it's a little bit more, the rotation is a little bit weird to me, so I try and stay away from complicated things. Chain Lightning is actually fun to play too, and it's pretty easy to use as a level. It's an S tier. Then below in the A tier, they have the Blizzard Sork, the Frozen Orb, and the Ice Shards. Those are all the cold-based builds. So, for the most part, when it comes to leveling, Sorcerers are on top of the game. They're some of the fastest leveling builds that exist, so that's another good reason to start with Sorcerer. And so, I'm going to go here, build up the Spark. This is basically just a filler. It's used to open up other things. It's not really going to be used later on in the build. So, it is what it is. I should have 6 points. The other good thing about the Max Roll builds is that they you can use them to build out level by level. So, that's huge. That way you're not confused on what you need to do. Need 2 there. So, I have 2 left. 2 and 2. Get that out. And it should be 11. Yep. Then we will open up Familiar. Yeah. Well, we want Hydra first. Because the reason why I go with Hydra first is that Hydra is a beast early on. It allows you to do some crazy stuff. It's pretty good. So at this point, you don't have to worry about tempering your gear or anything like that. Just go ahead and bust out a few levels, you know, so you can get some more XP, not XP, so you can get some more skill points.
I need the aid of
But
someone with your
always start with
kind
the
of
season journey.
expertise. Strange new demons have found their way into Sanctuary.
That's going to
fear
unlock
their
things for
presence
you
may
and help
herald
get you on the
the
right track
arrival of
of what you
something
need to
far
do.
more
Oh, see? I always forget something. There is something that you must not forget. Go get your mercenaries. And if you don't have the expansion, get the expansion. You want your mercenaries. In this case, we're going to start with Subo and Rahir. Although you don't have to.
Don't fret. He's wary of anything new.
These are good because Subo allows you to see everything on the screen, and in the early parts of the game, that's important, I think, because it allows you to see where all the creatures are. Rahir is basically there to help you survive, but you don't need to start with them. With the sorcerers, I'll typically go with Variana and Adkin, Altkin, the youngling, as I call him. Simply because their synergy works really well with the Incinerate build. So, for that reason, I am going to go with Subo. And with Subo, you're going to go down the right side of this tree. Yeah. And if you've done your others, this is already unlocked, so you can actually unlock all of their skills, which is cool.
Aid would be most welcome.
And that's one thing for there, but that's not why I want her.
Strength in numbers.
Yeah. So, with Altkin, Firestorm, and you can use it to where it, like any of your skills that you cast, teleport, ice armor, but because we're going to be using Incinerate a lot, we would be using that, but we can just say any skill in combat, and that way he'll just keep firing, or she, or they, them, whatever Altkin is. That works out well. Okay? So, we got that. Now we can go. Oh, no. There's one more thing. See? I'm forgetting everything. Because we are in this new season, you want to make sure you have your boss powers. Yeah. They're kind of important. Well, I wouldn't say they're kind of important, but they help. So, in this particular instance, we want the Wandering Death's chest beam, which is this little flame-looking thing. Oh, no, that's Harbinger. There we go. That's going to be our main boss power. We're going to go with Alex Talons. Oh, it's on the wrong side. Incinerate. Aelix. And then we're going to go with the Flesh Reaper's Destruction. And all of these do little different things. You know, this one is like a game changer because it does massive damage. and it increases your damage to them when you're channeling. So and we're going to be channeling a lot. And then with the talents, this is a movement speed increase and cooldown reduction, so it's great. And then this one helps you with the vulnerable damage to the Flesh Reapers. And then, of course, Cinerate's Flames. It increases damage to all of your elements. So, and we are elemental, so that's good. That is a plus plus. So now we can get going. Now that I'm not sidetracking anymore. And in the beginning, just kill everything. Because it's points. See? Always forgetting something. You know? Always. Always. What'd you forget, Zell? I forgot that silly cat. Where is he? There he is, that pet. And we are going to go with Iris. There we go.
We'll be
The only thing that sucks about this part is you move so slow. To start with. But we will get there. Yeah, that was fun.
With you when it's safe.
demons. Is there no end to their fate? I'm Jarius, pledged to the Cathedral of Light, and I'm killing this. Did he care? Over here. I think this is it. What did he do to you? Was that true? What he said about Lilith's blood infecting you?
This is seriously one of the most OP leveling builds there is. It's ridiculous.
Finally, Belial reveals himself. The Lord of Lies is the source of this demon infestation, just as I feared. Your eyes, Wanderer. Interesting. That much is apparent, but I suspect there is more to this than we can see. I would speak to you more, but not in this place.
I don't know this woman. Who is Demon Summoner? I trust you know what you're doing. Wanderer, if you truly mean to snuff out these demons, I am at your service. Find me in Menestad.
Yeah, you definitely want to go with two-hander when you start this, so just way more damage. Yeah, I'll ride out of here because that way I'll be able to unlock some of these waypoints.
Over here, Wanderer. We can speak freely inside my shop. I have, and the news is disturbing. I know the Lord of Lies is abroad in Sanctuary, but I must know more. Belial touched your spirit. Stand in this scrying circle so that I can examine you more closely. Belial's apparitions are extensions of his deceitful nature. It's not enough for him to murder innocents. He needs them to believe. The more the demons are seen, the more their power is believed, and the stronger Belial grows. When he has enough power, Belial can draw all of Sanctuary into his own dominion, where only he decides what's real. This is the realm of lies. Belial attempts to come out. I'm recording all. Go.
Okay, now comes the slow part of the season. Because this season, the season journey has been extended like crazy. Getting reputation is challenging, so you got to run a lot of these apparition incursions, among other things. Although I believe every time you do an instance, you get like 6,000, something like that. So that's one way to increase it. So you can always do that. But we're going to do some of this because I do have some instances that I need to run in order to unlock the upgrades for the enchantments for weapons and stuff. So we'll definitely take a look at that and kind of figure out gear up here. And for the most part in the beginning, you just keep upgrading your gear and stuff until you're always going to find better stuff. It's like I don't really worry about too much until I get like yellows and my first legendaries. That's when things are going to speed up considerably. And I prefer to link to the Tree of Whispers, simply because I like the layout. Things are kind of easy to get there. Plus, you're doing the turn-ins. Now that they have turn-ins in almost every major city, you can link to whatever city suits you. But this works for me. So, let's take a look here. We are at 12 points. Alright, and instances we need to unlock. Configuration, disobedience, and Snowveil, I believe. Because I don't think I have these unlocked.
Let's have a look.
Or actually, I do. I forgot. They do carry over. Yeah. So, I don't have to worry about them. I can go just do my thing. Okay. Although I can still go to them, but I have to go here and do these anyway because I need to get the waypoints unlocked. Otherwise, getting there is a pain in the posterior. And I probably won't make that one because that's a long way to go.
Your thrice damned wardstones didn't.
Are for naught, mortals. This realm is mine, and I shape it as I wish.
Oh, that was nice. Don't even know what's on it, but I'll take it. Because that's a nice upgrade at this point. So 5 points there. 23. Just trucking right along. Yeah. this next one? This apparition. I see it on the map, but I don't see it on the map. That's
Your efforts are for naught, mortals. This realm is mine, and I shape it as I wish. Fools! This stops nothing. You solve nothing.
forgetting how slow things are at this point, but we're moving along. Got a few legendaries, so can start doing a few things to actually make the build a little bit better. It's the plus side about having gone through this a few times with a couple of alts. If you haven't done it, it just takes a little bit longer for you to build up all the requirements to get all the gear. Yeah, I'm going to keep the mana regen for now, because I think that's more important. Alright, one of the things I am going to do, because I do have a legendary already, is I'm going to go ahead and temper it. This is kind of important. When you're first starting out, it makes a huge difference. When you're first starting out, you don't have access to a lot of the tempers. So you'd probably want to go with, like, not on the offensive, but on the weapons, you'd want to go with one of the elementals, because these, they give you much more damage. In previous seasons, they were much more OP, but they kind of dialed them back in this season. Because the leveling one doesn't really take into account the starter version, I'm going to go ahead and look at the starter version for building out the tempers here. And the big one is the chance for Incinerate to deal double damage and fire damage on the weapon. And this is two-handed, so we are going to look for that, which I believe that is a pyromancy aspect. Yep. And we got it first time. That's great. RNG is good. And then on offensive, we're going to look for fire damage, because we are fire. Come on. There we go. So I believe that's a good roll. The other thing we're going to do on this, we are going to build out the enchant on it. Going to put conflagration on it, so that we can use this for quite a bit. The other thing is with the ring, because it is legendary again, I am going to temper this. We are looking for Infernal cooldown reduction and fire damage, even though we don't have Infernal just yet. In the leveling spec, they're looking for mana on kill and fire damage, but I'm not really worried about my mana, because as we get mana regen, it's not going to be an issue. Because I do stack a few mana regen to make sure we have enough mana to go with. You can also always go with the Starless Star. What is it? Where is it? It's a resource. I mean, resource regeneration, or even with resource cost cooldown or reduction. So both of them can serve you well. But when do we pick up Inferno? That's a good question. Oh, we don't. So, we don't want to enchant that on here. So, we know we definitely want fire damage. We know that's a definite. So, great. And we don't need conjuration. We don't need the ultimate just yet.
My demons are quiet here. Mostly.
Let's shoot for resource generation. That's a good one. There we go.
Well, let's have a look.
And we will load both of these up. Definitely we have some collaboration on there and nothing on the main hand, so we're probably going to be using, well, I don't have a amulet yet, so we will definitely go with that here. And that's just going to multiplicative damage there, so that's great.
Another happy customer.
I have the money, so I'm going to do that. If you don't have the money, don't do that.
The forge is always hot.
What level am I? Still not quite. I got to get to 15, so operation, where is it? There it is.
for naught, mortals. This realm is mine, and I shape it as I wish. Is at an end.
go.
Please forgive the mental intrusion. I could only trust another mage. I've searched too long and too far for the hidden archives to give up at its entrance. I'm looking for a book known as the Forgotten Codex, said to be in the
I'll see it.
We will work. All right, let me get these incantations sorted properly. Would you be so kind as to light the elemental braziers? Sparks of fire, peaks of earth, hear us. Tides of water, gales of air, hear us. Looks like some of these pages are damaged. No matter. I can infer the meaning from context.
Are you sure that's wise?
I refuse to let caution keep me from the secrets of this book. I've come too far. Oh, great powers of the elemental forces, guardians of the hidden gates, I call to you in the names of the divine and infernal powers that you would hear us and obey. That should do it. You have to take a firm hand with these spirits. Something is wrong. No. I don't know what to say. I'm certain my I think...
efforts are for naught, mortals.
Not much.
is at an end.
There's a ritual that can be performed, but we'll need an artifact. But if you...
Chaser reappear. I've heard of such a place. And if an... You believe your friend is truly capable of banishing Belial? Is hidden under the bridge. Just need to clear away this junk. We'll have to keep looking. This might be it. There it is. Probably. But I'll prove to them that they need me. If you're going to be my ally in this, you deserve to know the truth. About me. My knight's penitent detachment was beset, but I found the thief. Meet your end! More of you to slay! What is that blasphemous thing? A flayed face? I thought we were searching for a cathedral artifact. Saina knows more than she lets on. I'm sure of it. She could be Belial's pawn. You could be making...
Let's go.
You found it more quickly than I expected. I also wasn't expecting...
Your efforts are for naught, mortals. This realm is mine, and I shape it as I wish. is at an end.
Don't dally. Hand it over. Don't be a stranger. Come back soon.
Your efforts are for naught, mortals. This realm is mine, and I shape it as I wish.
Man, that's a big ass Incinerate. Never really paid attention to that before. I thought it was going to make it wider rather than longer.
Your insolence is at an end.
That looks worn. I can fix it. There's that.
All right, my friends, we are at the 2-hour point, and I am intending not to make these marathon sessions, so I'm going to call it a day and give a brief recap here before I do, but I want to spend my points before I go, so I'm not having to do this when I log back on. Alright, so today we went from 0 to 23 in a couple hours. That's because I was monkeying around, not really trying to burn out, but by doing this way, if you were to do this 2 hours, 1 day a week, it would take you about 4 weeks to hit 60. You might be able to do it faster because things do speed up a little bit once we start getting a little bit higher level, because we can start burning through some stuff, running different instances. But because I'm going through the season journey, it's going to take a little bit longer. I appreciate you hanging out, and I hope you catch me on the flip side when we come back around. But once again, definitely thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate you. And I'm sure we will see you next time around. Alright? I do stream on a regular basis. You can follow me here on YouTube, or you can follow me on Twitch if you so desire. There is no need for you to subscribe if you don't want to, but I do appreciate it. I am Scooter Mac, reminding you, life is short. Spend some time with friends and family. Smell the roses, because they do smell good. Peace out, my friends.